What's good, guys? So, I heard that you wanna play your PS2 games on your PS3, but it's not backwards compatible. But you came to the right video because I will show you and explain how to play PS2 games on your PS3. Alright, so before we get straight to the point, you have to jailbreak your PS3 first. But there are two different types of firmwares you can jailbreak with, and it's hybrid firmware and custom firmware. So I will explain those firmwares, and I'll start with hybrid firmware. So about hybrid firmware, it can do most things what custom firmware can do, and for the PS2 games, it doesn't support PS2 ISO files, but it only supports encrypted bin files and PKG PS2 files that's been encrypted from PS2 Classics GUI. And I started my PS3 with hybrid firmware, but now I changed it to custom firmware because it's better. Custom firmware is better than hybrid firmware, and it's compatible with PS2 ISO files. But yeah, and for custom firmware, it can do more things than hybrid firmware can do, and it supports PS2 ISO files. So there are 4 different types of custom firmware, and it's CEX, DEX, and I forgot what's the other 2 called, but right now I have CEX EvoNat because like it supports PS2 ISO files. Alright, so let's get started. So you wanna go to Multiman, and if you don't have Multiman, then download Multiman. So go to Multiman, and then wait for it to load. Alright, so when you're in Multiman, you wanna go to the game tab, and then you wanna get your PS2 game. Insert the disc. I got this game, Superman Returns, my childhood game. I didn't wait. It should either say PlayStation 2 disc or the game name. You should probably refresh it, and then you wanna press triangle, and then create ISO, and then put it on HDD. So as you can see, it's creating ISO image. So you have to wait for it to let it finish creating ISO image. It's finished creating ISO image. So you should see this. Alright, so after it's done creating ISO image, what I will tell you will be the most important part of this video. So sometimes PS2 games will need a config file, and my game needs a configuration file. So if you want a configuration file, you have to go to Google and then search PS2 config database, and then download the correct config file, and then put it on your USB. So go to File Manager, then go to PS3 root, then go to HDD0, then go to PS2 ISO, and you should see this two PS2 files after it's done creating ISO image. So go back, and then you want to get your config file. Press X and then circle, and then copy it. Go back to PS2 ISO file, and then paste it. Alright, so after you paste the config file to this folder, then you can delete the Q file, the Q PS2 file, but not this one, because that's the game, the ISO file. So you want to rename this file to the game name, the name of the game. So after you rename your config file the same like the ISO file, click enter, and then the config file should go under the ISO file. Alright, so after you finish all of that, you want to go to the retro tab, and then you want to go down. You should probably refresh it. So you want to go to this game, the PS2 game, plus triangle, and then load. After it loaded, you should see this disk. Click X on it, and then wait. PlayStation 2. Oh my gosh. It works. And the game reads the config file, because if you see the numbers on the top, then like if you see this number, any number like this, then yeah, it means the game reads the config file. Superman Returns, the video game. This game is my childhood. Like, look at that. So as you can see, I am playing a PS2 game on a PS3. This game is fun.
Locking your concentration on a target will aid your accuracy. Heat vision enables you to strike at a distance. Use colors. The force of your breath can extinguish mighty flames.
Sometimes it can get minor issues, like the map not having the buildings when you go to the map. But yeah, the config file can fix the game, and it makes the game perfect. It makes it perfect as possible. So yeah, you can still play it. But there are some PS2 games that's unplayable on the PS3. So this might be my favorite PS2 game. Oh, nice. you will see buildings when you get close to the city. I mean, and you will get bad FPS when you're at certain areas. But for me, I got a I got my the FPS is kind of bad when I'm in the city, but when I'm away from the city, then yeah, I get good FPS. Oh, there's too many. There's too many of them. Then why is there too many of them? Alright. Dang. Oh.